Bonjour Français 10. Hi French 10. Aujourd'hui, je vais vous montrer les formes différentes de questions. Alors, on a trois formes, est-ce que, l'inversion et l'intonation. So today I'm going to show you the three different kind of question forms that we're going to be focusing on that you guys have already seen a little bit in your conversation au marché, your marketplace conversations. So I just kind of want to go through and I want to explain each of these. So you guys can see at first here on the screen, I've got my first form of question that you guys are probably most familiar with. That's your form using est-ce que. So I've got the example here, est-ce que tu aimes la pizza? Do you like pizza? Then I've got two other versions that we're actually going to go into, and they look a little bit funny, and you've probably seen them before, but they're actually not that difficult to use once you understand how to use them. So our other forms that we have is la forme d'inversion, so it's inversion, and my example right there is aimes-tu la pizza? And then we've got l'intonation, tu aimes la pizza? And that one's intonation. So you guys can kind of tell that with the inversion, it's kind of self-explanatory, but what you do is you flip them, okay? So below here, as our keynotes, we have the first one, est-ce que, is a standard way of questioning. We've got that. But when we're doing the inversion, we're getting rid of the est que, and we're flipping the verb with the subject. So you can see above there that it says aimes-tu. So I've just reversed those two. I've flipped them, and I've gotten rid of the est que. And then I'm going to attach them with the hyphen. That's the little dash there in the middle. Puis on a l'intonation. L'intonation, c'est avec la voix. So intonation, that's with your voice. So again, I'm just getting rid of est-ce que, and I'm using my voice to make it a question. Notice that if I wasn't to increase my voice at the end, it would just be a statement. So if I just said, tu aimes la pizza, I'm saying you like pizza. But by using my voice to make it kind of heightened at the end, I'm making that a question. Tu aimes la pizza? Right? So that's kind of a really important aspect of l'intonation, is you have to use your voice to make that a question. So let's just look at some examples together. So you have to remember too, your question will start in a different form than est-ce que sometimes. So the key is to identifying which kind of question it is so that we can go from there. So let's take a look at this original form for example 1. Est-ce que tu joues au soccer? So we can see right away that I'm using the form est-ce que. So if I was going to give the inversion of this, I would need to drop the est-ce que, and I need to take the subject and the verb, and I need to actually flip them. So I'm going to flip them, and I get je tu. There we go. Au soccer. Done. That's it. Let's go to l'intonation. Again, I'm just getting rid of est-ce que. So, there's my result. Whoop, not Joe. Tu joues au soccer? And I'm using my voice to make that a question. Okay, let's go to the second one here. The original form is fait-elle de la randonnée? Now you guys can see here that I've flipped my subject and my verb. So that means that I'm working with an inversion type of question. So let's make it an est-ce que. So I have to start, of course, with the version est-ce que. Now here's my tricky part here is, do I leave it like this? Fait-elle? Est-ce que fait-elle de la randonnée? No, I don't need to. So that's my one thing with this, is that I need to switch it back because I'm no longer doing that inversion. So I'm going to end up, est-ce qu'elle fait de la randonnée? Lastly, here with l'intonation, I'm going to take my est-ce que version, and I'm just going to get rid of it. Elle fait de la randonnée. There we go. Third form right here. Ils sont dans la maison. So you can tell by this one I'm using my voice, so it's an intonation form. So to make this an est-ce que question, all I'm going to do is tag that on to the front there. Est-ce que ils sont dans la maison? Question mark. Now, what's the one thing that you guys probably noticed that I have to do here? You probably heard me say it, but you actually have to do it in your writing as well. Right in here, I have battle of the vowels. So what I need to do right here is I need to make sure that I get rid of that E and I put them together. Est-ce qu'ils sont dans la maison? So the one that's always going to win is going to be the one that's attached to your subject right there. Okay? All right. Last one here for inversion. Okay, I'm going to take, remember, my original form, and I'm going to look at my subject and my verb, and I'm just going to switch them. So I should have sentir dans la maison. There you go. So there you have it. Those are your 3 different forms of questioning. Okay, est-ce que, inversion, et intonation. They're all really useful ways of asking a question. I'd say intonation is definitely a little bit more casual, and then the other 2 are pretty standard, but all super useful ways to ask questions. There's a little bit of an exception here. When you're using the verb pouvoir, it's actually going to become puis when it's put in the inversion form. So you guys can see our examples right here. Je peux vous aider? Est-ce que je peux aider? And then when you switch it for the inversion, it becomes puis-je vous aider? And you guys have probably seen that before, actually, that version, with asking if you can go to the washroom, right? You say, est-ce que je peux aller aux toilettes? Or you could say, puis-je aller aux toilettes? So that is why it's just kind of a little bit of an exception. Okay. So for some extra practice, I recommend going through these questions here, just verbally, and practicing giving the different forms verbally for all of these questions. That would be good practice to be doing. And then, of course, don't forget these guys, okay? They help to ask questions, right? So I've kind of given you a little bit of a note page here of these key question words and what their answers would be. And when we want to use these guys, even with our different forms of questions, we usually just put them in front. So you guys can see here at the end, quand vas-tu à Paris? When are you going to Paris? Pourquoi reste-t-il à l'école? Why is he staying at school? Avec qui est-ce que nous faisons les devoirs? With who are we doing our homework? So that's just kind of how those guys are used within there as well. And I don't want you to forget about them. Okay, merci classe. Au revoir.